Hello and welcome to my Warframe Beginner's Guide. This episode will cover the basics of Warframe, starting off with the first Warframe you get to choose from. First is my recommendation, Excalibur, as he is one of the hardest Warframes to acquire later on. He also has a very good damage output and crowd control ability. His bread and butter is his 4th ability, Exalted Blade, which lets him draw a Sword of Light, which is great at taking out the beginning enemies with ease, and if built properly, will do this to even level 100 enemies later on in the game. Next is Volt, who is a much more supportive frame than the other two frames, as he can deploy a shield that when shot through will strengthen his allies' attack, and he can give a speed boost causing his allies to move faster. His 4th ability, Discharge, recently got a buff which disabled its damage cap, so that he can scale better into the later levels. He would be my second choice of the 3, if I had to choose today. Last but not least is Mag, who honestly isn't in that great a spot as of the time of this guide, as she is only really effective against the Corpus because of their shields, and those mainly synergize with her magnetic abilities. Though her abilities are relatively fun and good in the lower levels, they tend to suffer in the higher levels from my experience. Though I am a big fan of her magnetize ability, as it is fun to shoot bullets into it and watch it lock down a hallway or doorway. Please post it down in the comments section. But now we're going to get to learn our orbiter and all the fun little gadgets inside of it. So first we have the arsenal. The arsenal is where you can go to equip your different warframes. Like here I have a whole bunch of them shown off, and your weapons. You can change your weapons around. Then to the left we have the Void Relic segment, which I believe is given to you pretty much by the time you rescue Darvo. Relics are like this game's form of loot boxes. You can get them from doing the normal missions, and you can upgrade them from doing the Void Fisher missions, which are the semi-harder missions that you unlock them with. To the right, we have the personal quarters. It's a relatively useless room. It's mainly just used to show off. Here's the infected room. The infected room will open once you play with a Nidus and get a boil on your neck. This is the Kavat Incubator segment. You get this after completing the mission Howl of the Kubrau. You can use it to make Kavats, which you saw mine quickly on screen there, and all the other pets. Here is your companion slot. They're like little flying little buddies you get. Here is the mod section. I will only be showing you the basics of this in this video. This will be more in depth in the next one. As you can see, I'm just quickly scrolling through all my mods, and here I'm going to be selecting some to, I believe, transmute. Transmuting is you pretty much bind them all together to get one of an equal or higher value. Here I will go to upgrade one and show you that it requires endo. Endo you can get pretty much from anything. However, I believe you can then actually dissolve it into endo if you feel like it, or you can sell them for credits. I would just pretty much recommend using it for endo if you have a lot of spare mods, as endo is the harder resource to come by. Then straight to the back we have the foundry. This is sort of like your crafting table in Minecraft. This is where you will be building and creating everything. Then up on the front of your ship, straight to the left, we have the Codex, which is like a war book. It contains everything, all the warframes, weapons, so if you're ever curious about what you want to go for next, you can find it in the Codex. Also has everything from all the quests to a bunch of mods and where those mods can drop. However, for the mods, you have to find the mod first. Then if we go to the right, we have the market, which is where you can spend real money and sometimes in-game money to unlock and get different warframes and weapons and customization items, pretty much. But the platinum is a little overpriced in this game. I recommend trying to trade for it by using the Void Relics. Then to the top left of the upper half, you have your clans. I am a Red Veil member, And for each clan, you will get that clan's perks, which are sometimes augment mods. However, each clan will have an affiliated clan, like here it's Steel Meridian. So you will have a partner clan, and then you will have two clans against you, which for me are the Arbiters and the Cephalon Suda. Then you will have two neutral clans. Then to the right of that, we have the PvP, which really doesn't get touched much in this game. It's quite unfortunate. I was really hoping for a higher PvP reliance of this game, as it would be interesting to see. So now we're going to go into how to progress through the main story, how to get to the different planets, and pretty much just further your game. So there I claim my extractor, and I'm about to bring it back up. That's where you see what kind of resources you can get from playing on the planet for the Foundry segment and making all your new Warframes and guns. So to progress through this, you pretty much just want to go through all the junctions and unlock all the planets. So here on the left is a list of the requirements for doing this junction, which is a Venus junction, which I think is the first one you will ever do. However, I'm going to go into this and show you what it's like on the inside. I went ahead and skipped the loading screen for you. That's a bright light. So here I am entering the junction. So at each junction you will have a shade to fight. They're like a corrupted Warframes that are on their own or something. The game doesn't really go into detail on them. This one's a Rhino frame. However, somehow I actually managed to get my ass kicked here a little bit. But they're all relatively easy to do, and when it's your first time doing it, after you kill the Spectre, there will be an X or action button prompt there. You'll kneel down and it'll fire a big laser, and it's all one big spectacle. It's really great. So now we're going to cover the basics of movement in Warframe, which is actually the big hook, line, and sinker of the game. So to do the basics, you just tap the left bumper or your crouch button. While you're walking, you will do a roll. That is known as the dodge or evade roll. It is very useful. Then if you do it while sprinting, you will do a slide. Go ahead and practice that a little bit. Now if you crouch and then jump, you do a bullet jump, which is actually the main method of maneuvering in Warframe. You will bullet jump to wherever you are currently looking. The bullet jump can be combined with the slide dodge roll and a whole bunch of other tactics to lengthen it. Like there you see I managed to do a double jump right after. And then you can do an aim glide by aiming while bullet jumping or in the air at all. Then you can actually land on a slide to preserve your momentum and keep moving. That's the whole method of Warframe, is just to keep moving. Then if you do a roll after your double jump, you will actually go much further. Then you can combine them all to just go for a crazy amount of distance. Like there I fly way off the map. And the movement in this game is actually very well done. It's my favorite part of the game. Now I believe we're going to go onto the wall, and you just hold A or the jump button or whatever to wall run. Wall running is not used that often, but you can also hold the left trigger or the aim button to wall latch, which will give you a visual advantage on the enemies. That's also not used that often. So now that we've done all that, I'm going to go ahead and shut up and let you watch this run, where you get to see me use all the tactics that I've shown you. And that will be all for my basic guide. Tune in soon for a more advanced guide.